Yesterday's last story was, all the commentary was me and Chaos and Amazon screaming at each other about a cutscene for the entire length of the playthrough. So I figured we should probably do it again with a little bit better commentary this time. She doesn't say sealed in another dimension. I believe the line is sealed away. She says other dimension. There's no way. There's no way. I will look at the cutscene after we finish this.
Use your chaos control to stop time, then seal us into a different dimension.
All right, fair enough. Welcome back to the final part of Sonic 06 Legacy of Solaris. We have finally made it to the end, and we are going to end with none other than the last story. Pay no attention to the fact that it says progress 100%. This is totally the first time I played this on stream for sure. Let's go ahead and get started here with the last story. So the last story in Sonic 06 is pretty notorious, as it is one of the hardest last story segments in the entire franchise, because we are going to play through End of the World, which is a 7-section gauntlet where we are going to be playing a variety of different amigos and going through different sections of stages, beginning with Tails in Crisis City here. The gimmick of the End of the World is that we won't really see it much with Tails here, but we're going to be seeing it in later stages, are these eyes that you can see right there. There are two varieties. There are these Mephiles eyes, which are these purple ones, which slowly drag you into their, like, swirling vortex. And if you get caught by them, you get one hit KO'd. Now, the way to avoid them is that if you get sucked in, no matter what character you're playing as, you can outrun it as long as you are on the ground. Do not jump in the air, because the air drag will cause you to fall in. But the thing is that some of these sections with the characters we're playing them as can kind of break them. So we can literally just hop right into the Chaos Emerald there from way in the beginning. Moving on to our second section of End of the World with Omega here. Now, I've talked about before that with the extra patches I've been using for Legacy of Solaris, Omega's lock-on shot and his launcher allowing us to stay mobile in the air. It's not part of the regular mod, it's something I added on top of it. It allows us to fly infinitely. And I think we've seen enough Omega between his own story and Shadow's extra stages, so I figure let's have a little bit of fun. Now, this is actually the speedrun route, because in Retail 06, without any mods or patches or anything installed, Omega can actually hover infinitely. So you just hover beyond that that invisible wall there, and you get right to the Chaos Emerald, which is pretty funny. I remember it's Knuckles next. All right, here we go. Our next stage, Tropical Jungle. Again, the Eye of Solaris, or whatever you want to call them, the Mephiles and Iblis eyes. Right there was the second variety. It just throws a bunch of junk at you, and it's honestly, those are the worst of the two, other than the instant kill stuff, because they can really hurt you. If you touch these eagle statues, they subdue the effects of both the Eye of Mephiles, and the Eye of Iblis as well. So we don't have to worry about it much there. All right, moving on into Silver in Dusty Desert. The Legacy of Solaris improvements to Silver make this insane. Do I speedrun this game? I don't speedrun this game. This is just, this is a let's play, for lack of a better term, of Legacy of Solaris. So, again, we just want to make sure we're zooming through these stages as fast as possible. The End of the World goes from one of the hardest endings in any Sonic game to kind of just, not even a nuisance, just kind of a fun little kind of victory lap around, just because all the improvements to the characters in Legacy of Solaris make the End of the World, I don't want to say a joke, but significantly easier. As you can see here with Silver, we're having no problem just zooming through his section. Yo, what's up, ACB? Welcome to the stream. Yes, the End of the World has fantastic music, I'll agree with you. End of the World is my least fave in Sonic 06. Yeah, it's definitely not hard to hate this stage, I can guarantee you that. We have a Rouge next, let's go. Again, as you can see with Knuckles, Tails, and Rouge, we can kind of just break all their End of the World segments by just climbing and gliding. Yo, Usual Pie! Oh, so happy birthday. Exclamation mark birthday, Usual Pie. You know better. Wouldn't say easier, but bearable? I mean, it's pretty easy, because you don't have to deal with the Eye of Solaris and oh god. Yeah, if anybody's curious as to what I mean, my birthday is at some time in August. I don't say the day, because if people want to actually support me, I would like them to actually support me because of the content, not because it's just because of day in the year. How bad was the storm you went through? Pretty darn bad, but we're through it now, so. Oh, we already did this, Stelmo. It's okay. You'll understand when you're older, Mikhail. Whoops, that's wrong. I mean, I guess it's technically right, but in the case of 06, it's wrong. Amy's section of Legacy of Solaris gets totally owned, because she is the character that's changed the most between retail and Legacy of Solaris, so. How's Silver doing that? Doing what? This is a mod called Legacy of Solaris. Do exclamation mark LOS. Kind of awkward to come in on the final part of the playthrough, after 12 previous parts. Well, I'll explain all what this mod for 06 does, but there's a lot going on with it. All right. Finishing up with Amy, and then I believe we have our final section here, section 7 with Shadow. Obviously, there's 7 sections of the end of the world, since there are 7 Chaos Emeralds. We're trying to collect them all to revive Sonic, who tragically got stabbed in the back by an elongated Jelly Rancher. And of course, we also don't play as Blaze because she went to a different dimension. Is it Dalka No Mudrip? Hello, welcome to the stream, dude. New to the stream? Well, I'm glad you're here, able to check it out, and I hope you enjoy while you're here. We're doing the final part of Legacy of Solaris right now. And then we're going to be doing some other fun stuff later. Don't want to ruin the immersion for the YouTube folks. Yeah, Sonic is dead. Well, mostly dead. There's a difference between being mostly dead and all dead. But that was the end of the world. Oh my goodness. Through that nice and easy, only one death, and that was mostly negligence in Rouge's section than actually a problem. But yeah, the last story is not very long. I mean, not like it's very long in any Sonic game that has a last story segment, but we finished up that. Sonic gets revived, and now it is time for Solaris. So, Solaris here, phase 1, we've got our 3 Super Hogs. You have to attack them first with Silver, and for whatever reason you start with Sonic and you have to press the Y button in order to switch between him, Shadow, and Silver. I guess they did that to kind of show that you can switch between the 3 Hedgehogs, but the dialogue says you can do that, so I don't really know. Super Silver here just has enhanced psychokinesis abilities, and all we're doing is that some of those red eyes we saw in the end of the world, Solaris has spawned some of them, and we just have to grab them and throw them. Now, an interesting thing with Silver Psychokinesis, at least from what I've found, is that you have to hold RT and press X in order to throw the objects. If you just hold RT to grab and then let go, the objects just get let go. So his Psychokinesis functions a little bit differently in this boss fight. But we have to attack Solaris here in phase 1 with Silver until his left arm breaks. And then we're going to attack him with Shadow until his right arm breaks, and then with Sonic until, you know, he dies. Well, at least phase 1. But additionally, something that Legacy of Solaris changes is that, of course, as is tradition with Super Sonic, you would normally have 50 rings with each hedgehog. And the longer you are as a singular hedgehog, when you switch, the other hedgehogs will have more rings. Legacy of Solaris changed that, especially since in phase 1 here, you have to attack Solaris with a particular hedgehog. They just increased it to 99 rings, and I believe made it a 3-second, it's either a 2 or 3 second timer for when you drain rings. So that way you can kind of get a move on with the boss fight here and just finish off Solaris. With Shadow, what we can do here is we hold the RT button to charge up our action gauge, and when our action gauge is full, we can press the X button to just shoot a massive amount of Chaos Spears at Solaris here. Shadow is definitely the best of the 3 Super Hedgehogs, just because it's really nice and easy to do stuff. You can throw other spears, like you can just throw single spears, or if you charge it a little bit, he'll throw more. But I recommend, because it's just so quick to charge anyway, you might as well just charge it anyway to get the maximum damage output. So we're gonna switch again here over to Sonic. And what Sonic can do, also you can repeatedly tap A to dash in order to dodge Solaris's attacks here. What we are going to do is we have to wait until the action gauge is full when we hold RT to charge it, and then we're gonna press X to do the light arrow attack. Now, in phase 1 here, literally Sonic's phase is just wait until the gauge is full and then attack Solaris. It's going to be a little bit trickier to hit him with Sonic in phase 2, but thankfully, for the beginning here, it's not too bad. 2 seconds, sorry, I forgot number 1 rules. We have no fun here. There is no number 1 rule to not have fun. I don't think it's 2 seconds. 1, 2... Okay, it is 2 seconds. You're right. That's my bad. It seems like 2 or 3 because the timer count versus the ring count can get messed up. All right, there we go. Solaris Phase 1 is down, but of course this is Sonic 06. We are not done yet. We have to fight the Hylian Shield himself, Solaris, when he is in Phase 2. As Shadow says, it's not over yet, but I talked over him. Whoopsie daisy. And, dude, is this a Zelda reference? Alright, so Solaris Phase 2, again, kicking off the trend of final Sonic boss fights, having an orchestrated version of the main theme, which is basically just a cheat code to hype. All of the Super Hedgehogs work exactly as they did in Phase 1, but now Solaris will actually guard your attacks unless he's attacking you. So whether he, like, summons eyes, or whether he is firing a laser out of his ball, or whatever that's supposed to be in the middle, the fuck you light, I guess. Or fuck me light. That actually makes more sense. Kind of like how the Bio Lizard has. This one is a little bit more dangerous, but since we can attack him with all 3 Hedgehogs, and by all 3 Hedgehogs, I mean Sonic and Shadow, because it is literally impossible to hit this guy in Phase 2 with Silver, because he's just throwing so much junk at you that whatever you grab gets destroyed by other projectiles. So basically, you only use Sonic, and I believe, actually, that the speedrun of 06 uses Sonic, because he attacks the best, but Shadow's just the easiest to use, so I'll probably be switching to him in a sec if we end up running out of rings with Sonic here. Saving up to get the chat, let's go. Is that a reference to an inferior franchise? Yes, the inferior franchise that's significantly more popular and consistently better. What's up, Chaos? How's it going? Alright, looks like we're running out of rings here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just skip, well, actually, no, it goes Sonic to Shadow. Perfect. And this is probably going to be the rest of the boss fight here. I'm just going to throw spears, and whenever they do damage is when they do damage, and whenever they don't, they don't.
You can do it, Shadow.
Unfortunately, they did kind of make this boss fight brain dead with Shadow, because with Sonic, you do have to avoid stuff and make sure you hit him at the right time. But the Chaos Spears just make things so much easier. Dude, it's just like Minecraft. Dude, Cuna, you are so right, man. Didn't even realize. Looking hedgehog that runs at the speed of light. The franchise, though, does have Breath of the Wild. I still have yet to play Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild is a banger video game, and you can move as fast as Sonic with Link in Breath of the Wild if you know how to use, if you know how to glitch the game right. Way too hour, but then again, he is the ultimate life form. I suppose. Who do we get the final hit with? Oh? How did he die? Alright, well, whatever. And that was it. Another change is that Sonic is normally the only one in the results screen here, but the LOS team updated it to where Shadow and Silver also appear, I believe, with slightly altered, if not completely custom, super victory animations, which is pretty sweet. Also, the bloom is out of this world on Sonic. Like, he's glowing so much. But that completes the Sonic 06 Legacy of Solaris playthrough. I really thank you guys for going on this journey with me. It was an absolute behemoth of a playthrough to do, and definitely something that I'm not used to. But it was so much fun to do it, and I can't say I'm not glad it's finally over, because these videos are very difficult to make and definitely out of my realm, but I've learned a lot while doing this playthrough, and overall it's just kind of been a blast hanging out with you guys doing a Let's Play style thing like this. Do I recommend doing Legacy of Solaris just like I did? Absolutely not. Play Legacy of Solaris in spurts, because there's so much content, including a bunch of content that I didn't cover, like the hard mode stages and the very hard stages, which are completely unchanged, other than I think Sonic's hard version of Dusty Desert. So I decided not to cover those. If this playthrough gets enough attention, I might come back and do those eventually if I feel like doing so. but please play this mod. I don't care if you've played PO6, play this mod because it is incredible and makes Retail 06 a much more fun experience. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Whoa, what's going on with Silver's? Silver's textures, look at that guy.